Today, we are playing I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. Oh yeah, I haven't played a dating sim since Doki Doki. That was a horror one? No horror here. All finger-looking good fun. Never played the game before, but this is, I think, gonna be more of a straightforward kind of dating simulator. And I'm excited. Isn't that an amazing opening? This is what we're playing today. I Love You, Colonel Sanders. When I first downloaded the game, I saw the opening and I was like, oh, yes, yes. Right up my alley. Welcome, Chef. Before we get started, tell us your name. Well, I'll just go with my regular name. Nice and boring. The name I was born with. You sleep
Emotional damage.
Thank you for the 150 bits. You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in this moment forever. Got like a poster of BTS in the back, it looks like. And then look at the chicken poster. Or you can wake up now. Your first day of culinary school, no time to sleep in. Smack that clock up and at him. Throw the clock out the window and stay in bed forever. No, we can't stay in bed forever. Up and at him. Lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. Your mind begins to wander. Who will be there? What will you cook? What should you wear? Time begins to fly by and you find your imagination getting away from you. You'll need to take this seriously. You allow yourself to daydream a bit thinking about the future. You need to take this seriously. Anastasia. That's me. I better make sure to arrive prepared for the first day. You bust through the morning checklist. Teeth brush, hair comb, pits deodorized, nothing can stop you now. You confidently grab a biscuit, strut out the door, and head off to class. Just what you needed to get your blood flowing. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. Here comes your lifelong best friend, Miriam. She's the most adorably awkward person you've ever met, and you absolutely love her for it. Good morning, Anastasia. Are you excited for the first day of the rest of our lives? Actually, because I sure am. Excited, a little nervous. Okay, a lot nervous. What the? It's just that the morning I made breakfast for myself, but when I ate it, I couldn't taste any love in the food. And what if I'm no good? What if I fail? Classic Miriam. Raised by master chef parents, she's always held herself to a very high standard. Ever since we were little babies playing together, you rescued me from that quicksand box. It's been clear to me that you're the most loving, caring person I know. You're gonna do great. With the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, famous 3-day only semesters, I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up. A sweet girl, Miriam always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer, she got so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped a tooth practicing on a mannequin. Should you pep talk her or change the subject and give her some relief? School gossip for sure. It's hard to see Miriam like this, and frankly, quite exhausting. Rather than dwell on her anxiety, you try to change the subject to something more interesting. All summer, you've been hearing rumors about a dreamy, enigmatic mystery student who is enrolled at this school. Yeah, that's a little worrisome, but you'll be fine. But what about this new mystery student that we read on the school message board? Any new deets? Oh, get this! I heard that his name is Harlan, and he's no ordinary student. They say he has powers. He has them ever since he was born. From an egg! An egg? Like a chicken? Don't be ridiculous. But that's the thing about having powers. It would line up with some of the other rumors I've heard. Like, I heard that he once fought a bear just with his smile. You both start sighing and thinking about a student so handsome that the laws of physics wouldn't dare apply to him. Dreamy. Before you can get another word out, you're rudely interrupted by someone smacking your books and custom engraved measuring spoons out of your hands and onto the ground. Hey! It's Ashley, your arch rival. She's totally evil, but you can't help but be filled with jealousy. She can get anything she wants and she just knows it. Hello, Ashley. Oh, I didn't see you there, chicken shins. You leave Anastasia's chicken shins alone. They are perfectly normal shins. Or she didn't even say chicken shins. Ugh, you can't stand Ashley. Even her name is annoying. You know for a fact that it's actually Ashley, but she had to add extra letters just to make herself feel better than everyone else. If anyone knows what perfect shins look like, it's us. We're not going to let you or your really weird insults get to us. Across the squad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van the Man, and he has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight that you can see him casually working out his glutes while he styles his hair. No lie, they're rocking glutes. Van, you rang. You rang. You've never been sure about what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van have been just as close as you and Miriam, but substantially more devious. I can't believe that University of Cooking School Academy of Learning would ever allow people like you to attend as students. I know, right? You think that they just hand us our diplomas now? Or maybe they hired us as a professor. You amateurs could learn a lot from us. With the first day of school about to start, there's just not time to properly tell these two off, so you resist the urge. Let's go, Miriam. See you later, losers. As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it. Oopsie! I think it's broken. You reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick. I love you! I think you mean thank you? My name is Pop. I was named after Pop. He's old. Could someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag clearly says Bob. But I guess he's reading it upside down. Hi, Pop. I'm Anastasia, so... Are you gonna make me hold the door all day? No! And with that, the young man walks through the building ahead of you. Is it just me, or is he, like, kinda cute? I think it's just you. You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. You stand at the edge of the classroom, unsure where to sit. Other students wander in and keep themselves busy, chit-chatting. A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at the podium in the front of class. Adorable! Oh, his name is Sprinkles. Now, quiet down, everyone. Who is this unreasonably cute pup And why is he in our culinary class? You must be Sprinkles, head instructor and CEO of UCSAL. Please call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and fluffy and little and fluffy, but I still demand respect. Woof. What? A cute dog is our professor? This is the best school ever! I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up all the nuances of fine dining. Out of nowhere, a wind begins to rush around you as you swirl of cherry blossoms fill the air inside the classroom. I'm Twilly. Somebody close the window. And then he walks in. You're immediately swept by the aura of this new student and his remarkable goatee. Who knew anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still. Oh my! Oh my god, that's hilarious. It's him! Well, if it isn't one of my favorite students, Hallwin! Colonel Sanders interrupts Sprinkles, sorry Professor Dog, before he can finish his sentence. Please, call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders. A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisles of the desks. Suddenly the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to bead across your brow. You feel like everyone's looking at you and you're not entirely wrong. And this here over me must be Sweaty Sweats-a-Lot. Maybe we should open that window back up. Faucet hits, melts into a puddle, evaporates entirely. You two both know my name. We were in the same kindergarten class. And what is with all the really weird insults? You take a moment to clean yourself up. That is the only choice. Why am I clicking it? It's a good thing you didn't forget about the deodorant this morning. This classroom is hot, hot, hot. Professor Dog steps in to settle the class down and get some ground rules. Welcome to the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, the greatest culinary academy in the world. The birthplace of culinary legends past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears, there will be blood. There might even be really adorable tiny food. And when all is said and done, there will be a battle. You will lift your sporks and compete in broom cooking arena. Just then, another student enters the classroom and interrupts the professor's rousing speech. Hi guys, sorry I'm late. I hope everyone had a good summer. I really miss... Quiet! Late to class is bad enough, Wolf. But interrupting my monologue? You're on a fast twack out of here, young man. Are you sure you're even in the right place? Don't you recognize me? This is my 3rd year in school with you as my teacher. Everyone stares at him blankly. Does no one remember me? You're expelled if you utter one more word before I finish. Let that be a lesson to you students that tardiness is unacceptable. Even Clink made it here on time, rolling in the hallway half across town on his tiny wheels. You turn to see the student Sprinkles is referring to, who appears to be in some sort of industrial kitchen appliance. Whirl. The class breaks into laughter. Oh, Clank, you rascal. Sprinkles walks in the classroom. I guess he told a great joke. Sprinkles walks into the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience. When he gets to you, he lifts his nose into the air and takes a deep sniff. Your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself. You never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkles' reputation for being smart but tough is well known. You decide to try and butter him up by giving him a treat from your pocket, but what kind? Does anyone want to pick the kind of treat? Should I give him a beef treat, a rubber ball, or a chicken snack? Beef treat. You reach beneath your apron and return with a small bit of beef jerky in your hand. Sprinkle's eyes go wide as he locks onto it. Beef? Are you trying to give me a heart attack? I would never eat that. Oh, beef was the wrong choice? You clearly do not belong here. Please remove your apron and then remove yourself from this class and this school. You've reached the end of the line. Chef, the proverbial game over. No, try again. Wait, is it gonna start me over? Bro, that's crazy. You stand at the edge of the classroom, unsure where to sit. The other students wonder and keep themselves busy chit-chatting. Is it the same stuff? Quiet down, everyone. Okay. Alright, beef was obviously crazy, so I'm thinking chicken. Obviously, of course, I'm so, KFC dating simulator. Of course the answer's chicken. You reach beneath your apron and return with a chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkle's eyes go wide as he locks onto it. His favorite. Duh. Well, I think there might be some competition for a new star student. The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hands slick with a coating of warm doggy drool. Ew. You see the other students eyeing you jealously, but pay them no mind. If they wanted to succeed in life, they should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treat flavors on them at all times. Duh, of course I have a dog treat on me. Makes sense, makes sense. Settle down, young chefs. Take your seats and prepare for your minds to be open to the amazing possibilities of culinary creation. As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seats, you're left standing in front of the room with only 2 options remain. Hey, Anastasia, there's a seat over here. It seems that no one has claimed this seat next to me if you're not interested. My best friend, or the hot guy in class? Well, come on. Me and Miriam have been friends for years, since we've been babies, diapers, growing up together. Like, we started school together. We started here day 1 together. So there's only one proper selection for me to make, and that is to say Colonel Sanders. Zaddy, I'm sitting next to you. You move to take your seat by Colonel Sanders. It appears he brought no books, pens, or pencils. However, his perfect upright posture shows off a seriousness that makes you confident he has the desire to learn. Thanks for offering me this seat. I only have 2 rules. Do all you can, and do it the best you can. It's the only way you ever get the feeling of accomplishing something. That's so inspiring. A little off topic if you ask me, but okay. As soon as you've settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement. Think fast! It's time for a pop quiz. Yeah, pop quiz about me! This incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell me if you're ready for life at culinary school. Keep your knives sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question number 1. If train A is... Wait, what? If train A is traveling to a point... Wait, if train... Oh, God. If train A is traveling to point B and train B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking? Extremely. Looking at you, Pop. That's right. Forest is to tree as chicken is to... A tree is in the forest. So... Feather? That's right. What is the most efficient eating utensil ever created? Well, I'm fairly sure at KFC they give you sporks. So I'm going with a spork. That's right. What food is best for a broken heart? Camel meat? Definitely not camel meat. A pancake that looks like a silly face. Anything as long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt. You know, I was gonna go camel meat, but I'm thinking the love and too much salt, maybe? That's right. Is Sprinkles a good boy? No! He's a talking dog that teaches at culinary school. He is the best boy. Or yes. Gonna go with the best boy. That's right. Your total score is a perfect score. 5 out of 5. That's right. Wow, be honest, did you cheat? Me, Sprinkles? Never. You look up to see Colonel Sanders has been watching you tally your score. He's impressed, of course. I know we just met, but I have to confess. I think you have a beautiful brain. Hot diggity, Anastasia! You just scored some major Colonel Sanders points with that performance. May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch! Wow, the cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten at. It makes sense at a school dedicated to cooking that they would also be serious about eating. A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters. Do you smell that? That must be our lunch. It smells crazy good. Everyone, can I have your attention? Is it about lunch? No, I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, Howdy, folks. I'd like to make an announcement. Hey, it's about lunch. Everyone cheers. Yeah! But shh. Lunch! She said, shh. In honor of the new semester, I prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch. That must be the smell I smelled. Indeed, that smell. You hold your breath, waiting to see what food this mysterious student has created. You've heard he's very talented, but were the rumors true? Is this? Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket above his head. It contains glimmers in the light. Its content glimmers in the light. Piled higher, huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried to a crispy golden finish. The aroma envelops you and you begin to feel warm and safe. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with chicken? What a novel concept. Your stomach begins to rumble and grumble as if to say, stop thinking and start eating. For years, I've been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. By my calculation, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve that perfect balance of flavors. You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can. But that's all I'm about to say about that. What? You think we want your stupid secret recipe? Pshaw, nah, dude, nah. I'm just drafting a last will and testament in case of one of those ingredients is poison. Got him! He looks around nervously to see if anyone is laughing for that sick burn. You wait to see what zinger Ashley is about to prepare to follow up, but she just suddenly takes a different approach. Yeah, I was just like writing in my diary. Dear diary, today I smelled something beautiful. I knew at that moment that only the hands of a true gentleman could fry chicken so tender. You see her body language change from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to Colonel Sanders. She realized that he is destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. She wants him all to herself. Oh, please. Well, Van the man, if you don't want any, I'll take his. Whoa, hold on. I mean, I guess I'll try it. He takes one bite and his eyes grow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold in his pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. Easy now, there's enough for everyone. Please allow my fellow classmates dig in. You take one of the pieces of fried chicken out of his bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing! Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you to another dimension. Alone in your taste buds, gripping the drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. You pick two. I choose. Alone in your taste buds, gripping with a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly and focus your mind and meditate on this moment and try to identify every flavor. You let the food rest in your mouth as you focus, scrutinizing every flavor. Salt, maybe? Pepper? Too obvious? Oregano? Basil? Maybe, but there's something else. Something dark. Something dark. Something spicy. You dig deeper, deeper, deeper. Yes, even deeper. Still, until you find it. Could it be? I know what it is. Oh my God, it's showing me and not stream? That's crazy. Oh my God, that's the secret ingredient? Oh my gosh. Of course, of course. He really did it. How bold, how adventurous to use. You try to go even deeper into the sea of flavors, but this revelation alone is more than you can handle. You snap out of it, and you realize that this information was meant to remain a secret, and yet, now you know. A mantle of responsibility has rest upon your shoulders. As you look around, you realize that everyone in the room is consumed by lunch. No one noticed that you traveled through space and time. After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. You approach Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders smiles ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he is doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I wonder if I could talk to you for a second? Anything for a fellow chef. What exactly was that chicken? Ha! How bold to come out and ask! It's an idea I had for a new combination of flavors that will make my fortune and establish legacy for all time as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. It's just you and me here talking. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got my own. I'm willing to trade. What's the rush? The semester is only started. We've got 2 whole more days to get to know each other. He's clearly not gonna give it up easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel? Shouldn't learning be fun?
Aw.
You've got moxie. I'll give you that. Colonel Sanders looks both ways as he makes sure you're truly alone. Then leans in so you can feel the warmth of his breath as he whispers. Just one ingredient, but you can't tell. I use... It's something my great-great-grandmother taught me. Wow! I would have never guessed that you were using... In fact, you're not even sure where you'd get something like that even if you searched. Where would you find it? Where? It definitely isn't the flavor you tasted before. So now you're just 2 ingredients closer to knowing the full recipe. But you don't tell Colonel Sanders that. While you're wrapped in that huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone else is still in the cafeteria, you decided to go look for him. You find Colonel Sanders outside, standing in this quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings and think about how my story will continue after I've graduated. Oh, it sounds like you have big plans. I dare say the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world. You can bet on that. Alone time together for the first time. You figure now is the perfect time to show your personality to him. You choose. Neg him to show your own strength. Wow. Him with the big idea to add an additional ingredient to really spice things up. Be modest but thoughtful. I choose to wow him with a big idea to add an additional ingredient to really spice things up. You know, about that, I was thinking about your secret recipe. I don't doubt it. It has a way of leaving an impression on those who taste it, on all who taste it. You decide to show him that you know a thing or two about blowing minds with new flavors. I actually had some thoughts on how you could improve it. Improve it? You want to change my secret recipe? And you think you can do better? Have you, oh my God, I literally was gonna, Oh, I wish I said it before it said. I was gonna say habanero. I was literally thinking like, bruh, that's me in this game. Me in this game. This is exactly what I was thinking. Have you ever heard of habanero peppers? Heard of them? I tend an entire garden of chili pepper varieties. Habanero, poblano, cayenne. But that's not the point. You can't just toss a new ingredient into my secret recipe and expect to improve it. A recipe is about balance. It involves careful consideration and refinement. I didn't mean to. Let this be the last time you improvise on my recipes, Anastasia. I'm headed back to class for the next lesson. Well, that certainly didn't go as planned. You better head back inside, but you wait a moment so that Colonel Sanders doesn't think you're desperately chasing after him. You step into the massive cooking arena where the afternoon lesson will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they need. Ooh. Look at this place! It's magnificent! Finally, we get to show our stuff. Wait a second. Oh no, we have to show our stuff! What if I totally blow it? You're not gonna blow anything. Except maybe kisses to the crowd of fans you're gonna earn with your signature adorable tiny food creations. Welcome students to the cooking arena! For today's lesson, we'll be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Miriam looks over to you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders. I'm glad the game didn't even ask me. They understood. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? A team of two, that is. Me and you, if that wasn't clear. Wanna be my partner?
Aww.
Sure, Anastasia. I'll prepare our station. Without you as a partner, Miriam is left standing all alone. Two different students quickly take notice. Hello, new partner. Beep, boop, bzzz. Oh my, two potential partners. I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose. It looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you pay for not being alone forever. Who do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner? Definitely Clink. I don't trust Pop. I don't trust Pop. Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clink today. It's okay, I already ate. It's not entirely clear if Pop has any idea what the point of school even is at this juncture. Clink is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth. Warp, warp, warp. Hold on there, fella. We don't even know the assignment yet. Technically, Clink might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him. Tissue? I hardly know you. Clink judders, a panel shakes loose. You get the impression that this is a sign of affection. Aw, look at you two, will be fine. Now it's time to focus on your own cooking classwork. Alright, you two, for today's lesson, we're gonna keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide it up in steps. Mashed potatoes, mashed potatoes. No chef is an island. It takes 2 flints to make a fire. You get the idea. Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders? Let's see. Steak tartare seems easy enough. It's fancy and you don't need to cook it. I agree. Using octopus will blow Colonel Sanders' mind. Your grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy. What did I say? It's definitely the correct choice is my grandmother's mashed potato and gravy, obviously. Obviously. I've always been something of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes. And gravy? I couldn't imagine one without the other. I knew it was gonna be mashed potatoes and gravy. I like the background. This game is honestly like really like HD. It's done really well. Business partner? Could he be talking to you? This is all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day left of school after all. The University of Cooking School Academy for Learning waits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried something happened to you. It's okay, but now it turns out that you're fine. I can finally keep you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I've been parked up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure, I can get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but quickly spiraled out of control. Did she just say skydiving? As if that's a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker? And now I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam much time to tell her whole story. However, bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too. Back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened. But the emotional connection? Wowzers. Miriam tells you to move on from this whole Colonel Sanders obsession and focus on school. If being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong, you don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the squad. I like that the holes in her panty stockings look like chicken drumsticks. And that she has a heart in her chest. They all kind of do look like their own versions of chefs. He definitely reminds me of Joseph Joestar. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because, you know, he's Pop. What's a swirly? It sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you one up right away. I'll have to make my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can't get your swirly dip too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person in this school. Is there like a horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school? But who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You've got some nerve, Anastasia, suggesting I would pick on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince in pain. Ah, my broken hand. I forgot that it was broken. Don't look like you could go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up, ever! Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Anastasia, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say it was bland. Excuse me, Anastasia. I'm more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could just tell me more of your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Anastasia. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. An attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spell book that you recovered yesterday and you start flipping through the pages. Whoa, what's that book? It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of a surefire way to find out. You open to a page with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency. It says around the edges of the pages. I could use this spell here. It says it will erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That's way drastic. Couldn't you do something like anything else not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine, that is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. You've cast the forbidden spell? Don't do it after all. What do you think, chat? Do I cast the forbidden spell? Forget all about Colonel Sanders? Or I don't cast the dark magic and I retain my memories? Do it? Alright, chat has picked. Cast the forbidden spell. You begin to recite the spell, but you stumble on the words, and the only effect seems to be that you forget what you were doing. Alright, after looking at the page again, it rushes back to you. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you. It's a pretty excuse to try it out. Something about this moment feels very familiar. It seems I forgot to cast the spell. Well, I'm gonna assume I'm not gonna be able to cast it. Don't do it after all. Take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room waiting for students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on. I assure you that it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute nose scrunches up, and he begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework to give him as a snack. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. Should I give him homework as a snack, guys, or should I wait? Homework or wait? All right, chat has chosen homework. You reach into your backpack and grab him some homework from last semester that you forgot to turn in. Sprinkles immediately goes for it and gobbles the sheet of paper like it's a piece of fresh chicken rawhide. I apologize for the outburst. I know it seems cliche, but not much in this world satisfies the ungraded work like ungraded work. My, Anastasia, were you studying something in cinnamon? I have been sitting on a lecture series about the art of cake baking. How insightful. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Anastasia, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see, but before he can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills all over into the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by whirls and sparks coming out the back of the room. I told you to save it for after class. You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane and strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appeared to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. Whirl! But no, you had to show off your cool kids friend Jeff and Joan. JJ forever. Watch us form a triangle mid-air as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Well, that doesn't make it a great date. Well, then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can hold all the hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care. Sad beep. Plane begins to shudder. Steam pours out of a gap in his panels. Then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. Beep. No amount of seasoning is gonna make me want to eat that. Clank. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Consider that he himself has wheels, not feet. It's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Yeah. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate, but we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenge exam! That's trademarked? That's really trademarked? That's crazy. I'm still working on the title, but I think you'll get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey Miriam, are you okay? Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that in front of everyone? Her tiny hot cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're gonna cruise through the final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs as she hesitates to embrace feeling all the way. You're not going to saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me? Of course not. Well, maybe sorta, but I'm sure there'll be a pony out there with your name on it and a ranch big enough for both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm gonna make a very special soup, and I bet that Professor Dog is gonna love it. While you were pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay, because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent. A chance to beat the pants off of Van Van, the supposed man, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. This game came out in 2019, so it's fairly new. And it was commissioned by the restaurant chain KFC. And it's a free game. This is free on Steam. A parody of conventional dating sims, with the primary objective of the players to develop a romantic relationship with the fictionalized version of KFC's founder, Colonel Sanders, portrayed as an attractive classmate at a cooking school. This is hilarious. Okay, let's do this final day. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of a recipe you've been working on. Anastasia's famous chicken pot pie. I knew it was gonna be pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, a cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Anastasia, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, I'm just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie begins to bake, and the very smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You'd really happily share your food with anyone who is hungry. But last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires. But that decision gets hard to stick onto when the oven timer goes off behind you. Ignore it. There was no sound at all. Fess up about your practice dish. Fess up about my practice dish. Oh, okay, you got me. I'm doing a lot more than visualizing. I know, my nose can smell pot pie from 400 yards. Oh, that's good. You guys get it done. I know, my nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. I knew it was a pot... You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no. Is it burning? Haha, no, I can smell that it was made with a heaping help of TLC. But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. Honestly, they're so good for making this. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkle lays down the ground rules. There are no rules. That is, except to cook with everything you've got. You step up for the cook-up of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese, plus the pot pie you've been practicing, are just the dishes that will push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go, Miriam has a giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big, going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe fried chicken. This intensity in the room starts full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really good special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, it's getting serious. Flambe, salt bay, fried chicken, 11 spices and herbs. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friends, Beaster Blaster! Van flexes his pictorial chops as he opens a sea urchin. Let's rock and ride! Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula! Even Clink gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique! Wait, when did Clink learn to speak English? It's the singularity as was foretold. We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destroy. Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out of the back of the room of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spell book out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? What do you guys think? Cast a spell, or do it the hard way? Do it the hard way has been selected. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm gonna do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Anastasia. Miriam notices too. I've always believed in you, Anastasia, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're cheering, who is cooking? Tiny food, short cooking time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's so sweet, but... Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient. However, she doesn't know that you lied about the secret ingredient was made up. Where in the world did she get Eye of Newt from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve, the spork monster. Steve? Wait, what happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We spork monsters are many. I think Borko had the day off, but you have conjured Steve. I hate to battle, so I would say you're doing pretty all right. Oh, hey, you're in the middle of cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spork Monsters notices that you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and accidentally summon me, huh? Yeah, you guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing me some fresh noodles into a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country. You can feel Spork Monster winding up to tell you a very long, involved story. You don't know where they came from, but it seems like they're probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand, it's that kind of time in monster school that I had fallen asleep during scare tactics class, and when I woke up, you toss a serious stare at Steve and he takes the hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. Give up and drop out of culinary school, or summon the extra power from deep within myself? I'm summoning the power from deep within myself. I can do this. I have what it takes. I am here to win. Your hair turns to mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for... Yes, Anastasia, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you've been summoning immediately fades back out. You were interrupted by my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show you my world of cookery! You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power, you can do anything except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie got overcooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear Anastasia. You may have suffered some setbacks, but not all is lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say, I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. And you've managed to make all you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and the time is almost up, so you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never been my thing. I follow my heart. What a God. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students. With time expired, the moment everyone has been waiting for, you must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stands tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop? Clank? From the off screen, you can hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only be coming from one student. Hee 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 hee, I'm flying! It sounds like it's coming from the broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside of the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom hook by an elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now. Let me guess, did Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs, may I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks, I must say it's not the worst prank in USCAL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second, pranks, clank! Where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear a signature whirl, beep, or some other onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure out later. Well, that leaves only the 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it has been a long semester. Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles in a savory soup. Look how tiny her dish is. Tender udon noodles in a savory soup. My word, it's so delicate. Oh, come on, I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. Even I have a really, really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. In a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much, it was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+. Rarely do I taste a dish with so much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Anastasia, for helping me believe in myself. Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made uni over a smooth egg custard and an ox hen urchin shell topped with caviar. Did you skewer one of the type of sea urchins with spines from the second different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is my kind of brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose close on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Woof, woof! Please be gentle with my cuisine. Grrr! Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Ouch! My tongue! The professor agrees to be, the professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat this. It keeps poking my tongue. Disqualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles would make it difficult to eat? Dejected, Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour? Don't discount the stability. This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure this swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know. Yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley, it's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight in a light rosewater syrup, topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass. Wow, that's fancy. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food at a cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something, Anastasia? I told you it's a display piece. Ashley, I must say it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it and did an extremely good job cooking it too. And I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to a school of eating, school for the hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you're absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley as she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you! And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me either. If this class got smaller, I'd be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cooks, step up together. 2 chefs? What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. It has become... He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I've seen everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing and completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I have never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious that in fact, everybody passes the class. You pass, you pass, you get a pass, you get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes in the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend into this reality, into another dimension. You win. Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive. Even Van Van and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you indeed are an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on. How could anything be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment, to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking area, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. The DJ dog is in his house. You knew that Sprinkles was a master chef, but did you know he was a world-renowned turntablist? Who says you can't teach a dog new tricks? Van Van and Ashley tell everyone they've committed themselves to the right and the wrongs while wait. Van Van and Ashley tell everyone they were committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were villains. For a moment, you actually believe them? Nah, another haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. Well, now that everyone is together, it's the Spork Monster. He is totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here on out, I prefer that everyone refer to me by my new name, Party Monster. Students try to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking to the spork. Sorry, party monster. Dejected, student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found love in her cooking, and you know she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the bathroom, like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop! He's arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see perched atop his dirty chef's hat. A crown? Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed to you directly to your father, which we figured was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And we get a new wing of the school, not to mention honor of educating the son of the chancellor of such and such. And the music dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. It's Clank, who arrived late to the dance. Now, Clank, that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing. I am Clank. I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? What? I actually feel like I knew that this whole time. Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I just have begun to learn who I really am. And this isn't the time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she has managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand, kind of. Humans are weird. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. Or classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not just enough to give them a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. It's the biscuits, the chicken, the coleslaw, the mashed potatoes. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? The party monster. Oh my gosh. Is that the end? Yeah, I think that's the end. Oh wait, no, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting on the edge of the dance floor. Anastasia, what are you doing sitting all alone? Oh, you know, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I wonder, might you tell me what are the qualities that you expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, oh, I don't know, a spicy musk, a tidy goatee, and a degree from the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, just to name a few. It is truly my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off, and I'll be so glad to spend it together with you, Anastasia. How sweet. We'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Work together? Well, I think this is something I'll need to do by myself. But who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at school here, do you really think that running restaurants is the best path forward? Could it be you found a love connection, but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing with his other love, the life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I could enroll in pastry school. Oh, my dear Anastasia, I'm sure you'll find your place eventually. And along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end. And that was I Love You, Colonel Sanders. I do want to load a game though, because I want to make some different choices. Oh, they're all called bites? I don't know. What was the fifth bite? Alright, let's make some quick different choices. You really love it? Okay, what if I say I want to stay in bed forever? I slept through the school year and gave up on the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to meet Colonel Sanders. Ha! Huh. Okay, a little bit of different dialogue there. Oh, only the beef treat makes me lose the game. That's crazy. Sit by my best friend. Not the random fried chicken stand. That's so rude. Oh, come on. Oh, what an L choice. Oh, I made him cry. Oh, that's hilarious. Hey, Senpai, you saw this game was called a dating sim, right? That's your idea of dating? This is not the game for you? This time, let's go with Pop. Okay. Well, I know the right choice should be mashed potatoes and gravy. Did I get this before? Wait, this is a new option. Wait, what? Why'd he blow a kiss at me? Hold on. How'd I get this option? 1,000 chickens! Student debt loan. Okay. A glass of water. I owe you $6 for the glass of water? Keep it a secret. The secret you told me was fake. He lied to me the whole time. Okay. I'm getting some different dialogue. Wow. My coleslaw. I still show it to him no matter what, pretty much. He just admit that he lied to me. Hey. Cast the forbidden spell. Okay, it doesn't matter. It won't let me do it. I know homework was the right answer, so let's go with that one. Oh, he's clingy, huh? Ooh, oof. Miriam just can't catch a break no matter who she dates. Dang. Miriam has to break up no matter who. Is there a different ending? Hold on, I gotta look it up. Is there a different ending, or am I just... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, I don't know if it's worth trying to get this other ending. I'm not playing it again for the other ending. It was fun, I got to play it. That was all of it. That is I Love You, Colonel Sanders. Like, done and done.